Picture yourself beside a campfire 30,000 years ago. The night is strangely quiet. Earlier, a hunting party returned with enough meat to feed the entire tribe. By sunset, some of it is gone. This is the third time this week. Everyone has a suspect, the same man accused before. Food seems to vanish whenever he is near. Arguments trail him like a shadow. People have tolerated him for months, but tonight feels different. No one sits beside him. No one offers him food. Conversations drop to a murmur when he approaches. Even the children keep their distance. For the first time, he looks nervous, because this isn't really about missing meat. The tribe is deciding what to do with him. That question, what happened to the worst person in a prehistoric tribe, rarely gets asked. Today we have police, prisons, and written laws. For most of human history, none of those existed. Yet, human groups still functioned. Cooperation is fragile. One person taking more than they give can damage the whole. So what happened when someone became a problem? The answer is more interesting than most imagine, because the worst punishment wasn't what happened to them. It was what stopped happening. To understand why, consider how dependent ancient humans were on each other. A modern person can survive alone for a while. They couldn't. A broken leg meant no hunting. An infection could be fatal. Life was hard enough with help. Without it, survival became nearly impossible. Most tribes were small, often just a few dozen people. Everyone knew exactly who they were dealing with. Hard workers earned respect. Generous people built strong bonds. Liars, thieves, and cheaters earned reputations they could never escape. There were no anonymous cities, no fresh starts. Your reputation followed you every day. At first, the solution seems obvious. Punish them. But removing someone wasn't free. Every adult contributed. Hunters, gatherers, elders with survival knowledge. Losing a person meant losing what they brought. And this is where things get interesting. Anthropologists studying hunter-gatherers have found that many groups function with little formal authority. No chief, no one enforcing rules, yet cooperation holds together. Why? Part of the answer is reputation. Another part is gossip. Not because gossip is trivial, but because information is power. Who can be trusted? Who causes trouble? In a tribe of 40, that news travels fast. Gossip also helps people discover whether others see the same problem. Without leaders, that matters. The thief might think he's stealing from one family, but he's actually damaging his relationship with the entire camp. Now imagine our suspect by the fire. No one threatens him. No one attacks him. People simply grow distant. Favors become rare. Invitations dry up. Small acts of trust vanish. At first, the changes feel minor. Then, no one asks him to join a hunt. People stop seeking his opinion. Eventually, something becomes clear. No one seems happy when he returns. He is still part of the tribe, but only technically. Socially, he's drifting away. And that may have been exactly the point. Many scientists believe humans evolved in environments where social acceptance was incredibly valuable. Losing it could be dangerous. Why does embarrassment exist? Why replay awkward moments years later? Some researchers suggest emotions like shame act as warning systems. Not physical, but social. Pain discourages you from touching fire. Shame discourages behavior that damages your standing in the group. Modern studies show that social rejection activates some of the same brain regions as physical pain. Your brain reacts as if something is genuinely wrong. Imagine losing the trust of the only 40 people you know, losing access to shared food, protection, allies. Suddenly, rejection sounds like a survival threat, because for most of human history, it probably was. This explains why tribes often didn't need severe punishments. Humans already had a powerful incentive to stay on good terms. Acceptance could simply be withdrawn. Sometimes ridicule was enough. Several hunter-gatherer societies were known for cutting successful hunters down to size, joking that a great hunt wasn't that impressive. The goal wasn't cruelty, it was preventing anyone from becoming bigger than the group. Cooperation works best when no one believes they are above everyone else. But not everyone changed. Some individuals kept lying, stealing, creating conflict. What then? Anthropologist Christopher Boehm noticed a striking pattern. Ordinary troublemakers were pressured, mocked, and isolated. Genuinely dangerous individuals, those who terrorized the group or tried to dominate through fear, faced something different. The tribes sometimes acted together to remove the tyrant, but the average troublemaker faced something quieter: isolation. Nowadays, loneliness affects mental and physical health. Now, imagine loneliness in a world of predators, injury, and food shortages. The consequences become deadly, which brings us to one of the harshest punishments in small-scale societies: exile. To modern people, exile sounds mild. Ancient humans didn't have that luxury. Leaving meant abandoning your support system, the people who shared food, protected you, cared for you when you were sick. Some anthropologists argue exile may have been worse than death. Death is immediate. Exile forces you to face every challenge alone. And humans were never good at being alone. We succeeded because we formed groups. Cooperation was our force multiplier. That creates an unexpected twist. The worst person in the tribe often wasn't expelled immediately, because tribes needed people. Every adult meant labor, knowledge, experience. Groups had strong incentives to repair relationships first, and that may be the most surprising part of the story. Ancient humans are often portrayed as savage, but many hunter-gatherer societies invested enormous effort in keeping groups together. Survival depended on it. Back to our suspected thief by the fire. Maybe the pressure works. Maybe he changes, realizing every stolen piece of meat costs him something more valuable than food: trust. Maybe the tribe forgives him. Maybe they don't. Whatever happens next, the real punishment began long before any final decision. It began the moment people stopped seeing him as one of them. And that part still lives inside us today. Thousands of generations later, humans still fear exclusion. We still worry about rejection. We still care deeply about belonging. What our ancestors feared wasn't prison, there were no prisons. It was the empty space beside them at the fire. The meals no longer shared. The conversations that stopped when they approached. Because for hundreds of thousands of years, humans survived by belonging. And the most terrifying punishment our ancestors could imagine wasn't pain, it was losing that belonging. Beyond the edge of the campfire, in the darkness where no one had your back, being alone could be the most dangerous thing in the world.